The black luxury car slowed down as it entered the narrow, dusty road of a forgotten village. Tall buildings, shining offices, and the noise of the city had been the world of R.F. Mehta for the last 6 years. But today his heart was beating faster than it ever had during any business deal. As the car moved deeper into the village, something inside him felt heavy, almost fearful. Because the truth was, R.F. was not just returning home. He was returning after abandoning the two people who had given him everything. And what he would soon discover at his parents' house would shatter his heart in a way he never imagined. Before we continue, take a moment to support this story. If you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who believes in family, and subscribe to the channel DRAMEXSTORY. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more hearts. 6 years earlier, R.F. had left the village with nothing but a small bag, big dreams, and the blessings of his parents. His father, Raghunatha Mehta, was a hardworking farmer who spent most of his life under the scorching sun, while his mother, Savitri Mehta, was a gentle woman who stitched clothes for neighbors to earn a few extra coins. They were poor, but their love for their son was limitless. When R.F. got a chance to work in the city, his parents sold their only small piece of land to help him start a new life. They believed their son would one day change their destiny. And in many ways, he did. Through sleepless nights, endless struggles, and painful failures, R.F. slowly climbed the ladder of success. From a small employee to a powerful businessman, he built a company worth millions. His life transformed into one filled with luxury cars, expensive suits, and a massive penthouse overlooking the city skyline. But in the middle of that success, something very important was left behind. Calls to his parents became rare. Visits became impossible. Work, meetings, and ambitions slowly built a wall between him and the people who once sacrificed everything for him. Years passed quickly. Then one day, during a quiet evening in his luxurious office, R.F. came across an old photograph in his drawer. It showed a younger version of himself standing between his smiling parents outside their small village home. Their clothes were simple, their faces tired, but their eyes were filled with pride and hope. Looking at that photograph, something inside R.F. broke. For the first time in years, he realized how far he had drifted from the people who loved him the most. The next morning, without informing anyone, he decided to return home. But when his car finally stopped near the place where his childhood home once stood, his heart sank. The house he remembered had always been small, but it was warm and full of life. Now, standing before him was something completely different. The roof was made of weak mud tiles, the walls were cracked and worn out, and parts of the structure looked like they could collapse at any moment. It looked more like an abandoned hut than the home where he grew up. For a moment, R.F. thought he had come to the wrong place. But then he saw them. His father slowly stepped out of the fragile mud house, his back bent with age, his once strong body now thin and weak. His clothes were old and faded, patched in several places. Behind him appeared his mother, her hair now completely gray, her hands trembling slightly as she held the door frame for support. The sight hit R.F. like a storm. 6 years ago, he had left them with dreams of giving them a comfortable life. Yet here they were, living in conditions worse than before. The realization struck him harder than any failure he had ever faced. His success in the city had built towers of wealth, but somehow his own parents had been left behind in silence and struggle. Tears slowly filled his eyes. Memories rushed back like waves crashing against his heart. His father working long hours in the fields just to pay his school fees. His mother skipping meals so he could eat properly, nights when they stayed awake worrying about his future, praying that he would succeed one day. And he had succeeded. But standing there, looking at the cracked mud walls and the tired faces of his parents, it suddenly felt like he had also failed. If this moment is touching your heart so far, take a second to comment "Family First" below. Let us know where you are watching from and what family means to you. R.F. walked slowly toward the house, his expensive shoes sinking slightly into the dusty ground. His father looked at him carefully for a few seconds, as if trying to recognize a face that had changed with time. Then suddenly his eyes widened with shock and emotion. Even without words, the moment between them carried years of love, pain, and silence. R.F. could no longer hold back his tears. The powerful millionaire who negotiated million-dollar deals every day now stood there like a small child again, crying in front of the very people he had once promised to take care of. He looked around the fragile house once more and realized something heartbreaking. His parents had never complained, never asked for help, never reminded him of their sacrifices. They had simply continued living quietly, proud of their son's success even if it meant facing hardship themselves. That realization broke him completely. At that moment, Arev made a silent promise to himself. All the wealth he had built would finally serve the purpose it should have served from the beginning. Within months, the broken mud house was replaced with a beautiful, strong home built with love and dignity. His parents finally lived the peaceful life they deserved, surrounded by comfort, care, and the presence of the son they had always believed in. But the most important change wasn't the house. It was Arev himself. Because he finally understood that true success is not measured by money, fame, or power, but by how well we take care of the people who once sacrificed everything for us. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like this video, share it with someone who values family, and subscribe to DRAMEXSTORY for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters in life. And remember one simple truth: no matter how far success takes us, the road back home should never be forgotten. Red.